Can you tell us more about Rail Safety Month, what it is, and why is it such a critical initiative?
Rail Safety Month started back in 2017, and it was a collaborative effort between Operation Lifesaver Incorporated, state Operation Lifesaver agencies, and different rail industry stakeholders in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. The goal of Rail Safety Week was to raise awareness around grade crossing and trespasser safety. That evolved in 2023. It was rebranded to C-Tracks Think Train. And that was to really drive action. What's rail safety mean? How do we simplify it to the public? We want people to constantly be thinking about the presence of trains when they're near or crossing railroad tracks. So over the last 3 years, that has been the message, the C-Tracks Think Train. It's a week-long event. It starts on September 15th this year and runs through the week. On Tuesday was my favorite event, and that is Operation Clear Track. Operation Clear Track is an event that's sponsored by Amtrak, and it's sponsored by our police department. They go out and interface with local law enforcement agencies. And the purpose of that interaction is twofold. One, we want to raise awareness around rail safety. Two, we go out and observe crossings and areas where you may have trespassing, and we take exception to those behaviors. But more importantly, we use that time to give folks flyers. Those flyers have statistics. They have rail safety tips. It's really an effort to create awareness around rail safety. Now, we brought in this at Amtrak to Rail Safety Month. That's to really sharpen the sword across the entire enterprise around safety, security, and preparedness. We have a Safety Olympics, which is an internal program where we create a trivia-style game that's interactive and that the employees get real-time feedback on. And at the end of the month, those that perform at a gold medal level are rewarded and publicly recognized as well. So it does twofold. One, it drives engagement. People by nature are competitive, and the interactions and the volume of participants tells you they're really enjoying it. But two, it also provides a lot of education around those areas that we deem most critical for our folks to know wherever they are in the organization.
So how is Amtrak working to raise awareness among passengers and communities this month?
The education piece is where we really are pushing this month. Trains aren't ever present in many communities. It's not part of your normal routine, if you will. I'll give you an example. There was a Festival of Lights out in California. A family in a minivan turning into a neighborhood. When you turn into that neighborhood every other day of the year, you go straight across the tracks. Well, in this instance, the traffic flow was stopped because people were going slowly into the neighborhood to observe the lights. And unfortunately, a devastating accident occurred where multiple lives were lost when the train struck that minivan. And that's one of those situations where we need to be proactive around. If you're planning parades, if you have events, give thought to one, can I keep it away from the railroad tracks? But two, if railroad tracks are present, what do I need to do to safeguard the community and the rail operators? We do a lot of direct communication with city planners. We do a lot of direct outreach with law enforcement agencies as well. We're reaching out to school districts this time of year, early September. If your school is around railroad tracks, please take some time during your school day to educate the children around railroad safety.
Many of our listeners have employees who commute or travel for business by train. What can they take back to their organizations to raise awareness about rail safety?
On every grade crossing in the United States of America, a blue and white sign is present. And that blue and white sign has an emergency phone number to contact. And then it has a unique identifier. So the people at the other end of that phone know exactly where you're at related to the grade crossing. This phone number is going to the dispatch centers that dispatch the trains. And this affords them to take action to slow or stop the train. The first thing you need to do is get to a place of safety, identify where the sign is, and then call the number.